Hello, my name is Larry Ware Jr. and me. Hello, my name is Larry Ware Jr. and me and my sister are gonna co-host for this evening.
Yeah, that's on TV. On TV. You can't be quiet like that. You're creator. Yeah. Come on. So introduce Linda Brooks Burton, the branch manager.
And introduce Linda Brooks Burton, the branch manager.
Let's give her a great round of applause.
We're not nervous, are we? Thank you, Larry. So this year is a little different. We have two young co-hosts. These are Larry Ware's son and daughter, Precious and Larry Ware Jr. And my job is to introduce Larry Ware, who has been doing this poetry program for 17 years. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Larry Ware, a poet in his own right. Please give him a big round of applause. Thanks.
Thank you, lovely people, this evening, and it is indeed an honor and a pleasure to have the wonderful tradition of this poetry program continuing. I actually started this program in 1979 in this very room, so this is our 27th year doing this poetry, and 16 on cable TV. And let's give our cameraman a great round of applause. Him and his staff are coming out to cover this event every year. They really do a wonderful job. And Linda, we greatly appreciate all of the hard work and effort that you and your staff do here every year to make this a wonderful event and the other events that happen in this branch, and the wonderful work that you and your staff are doing here. And this is special, very special, because Precious and Junior, when they was little tiny babies when they was grabbing the mic. Now they can stand up in front of the mic. But as always, I would like to, before we get the program going, I'd like to pay a special tribute to some very special people. This program will be dedicated to the following: Reverend Lumpkin's wife, Mother Lumpkin, Mother Brown with the Breakfast Kitchen, Miss Maddox, who had the beauty shop down the street, Mr. Finley, Bayview Mortuary, Mr. Sam Jordan, my Aunt Catherine in Georgia, and people who in the arts that inspired me, like I would like to pay special tribute to August Wilson, the playwright, Oscar Brown Jr., Ray Charles, and also Mother Bowlegs, another wonderful lady here in the community, and Miss Taylor. And there's many more. We love you, we remember you, and also we pray and dedicate this program to the victims of Katrina and Rita and all of the disasters around the world. And we remember you, and we pray for you, and we pray for peace on earth. We pray for peace in our streets and our families and our neighborhoods. And we're going to get this program underway, and I will start it off with a poem, and then I'll introduce the co-hosts, and they're going to do some poetry as well. To my two little ones, my two little teddy bears here. Hey, Precious. This poem's for you guys here and all of you young people out there. Y'all are present in our future, and I dedicate this poem to you all. Young America, we need the light. People of the world, please listen to me. I am the youth of America, and as the beauty of wisdom unfolds and uses the tools of knowledge and time to begin shaping and rounding our character and personalities, let the hands of wisdom hand off the batons of knowledge as generation after generations run the eternal marathons of life. Let them run into the beautiful horizons, spreading the righteousness of life, the master plan, the way the great Creator meant for it to be, Today's youth are tomorrow's leaders. Let them be groomed and endowed with eternal fires of wisdom and life as they become knowledgeable and equipped with the tools to build, taking leadership roles today, preparing us for tomorrow's world as they positively and constructively affect the qualities of life, exerting the necessary direction, leadership, and guidance so that there may be a better world today and tomorrow for all of us to live in, as their thoughts for progression pyramid to the sky, touching the sun, life's source of energy. As hearts of desire become inspirational sensations, may the wings of life take them into picture-perfect flights as they quest for the dreams of their heart, as their endeavors span the universe, taking them near and far. Have no fear, my friends, for the wings of life will take your hearts and minds on an adventurous journey beyond. Let us not complicate life's constructive process and become a society of hybrid thinkers trying to rule the universal airwaves of communication. True, we need the super minds, but it's eternal fires of our love, desire, and inspiration in our hearts that help this world we live in grow. Truth is the light of justice. Oh, the beauty of balance. May there always be light to guide our souls. Young America, you are the light. Young America, please be the light. Young America, let the light shine, because young America, we need the light. Thank you. Thank you. Right now, the co-hosts, Larry Jr. and Precious, they're going to introduce all of the poets, so maybe one day they might put me on their show. Come on, you guys. Introduce. Say our next poet is Tiffany Fuller, okay?
What?
So your next poet is Tiffany Fuller.
Our next poet is Tiffany Fuller.
My name is Tiffany Fuller, and the name of my poem is called Without. Tears. Hot tears stream down my face when I think of how I was left. No words, just actions. Actions that will affect me no matter what. I try to forget, but the pain is still there. How does a child really forget that she ain't never had no parents? Sure, that's the title. Parents. But what about the job? I feel like I was left in the middle of an open road for the world to see my pain and sorrow. I feel alone. Sometimes I tell myself, forget them. I don't give a care. It's their loss. But I'm the one going through it. I'm burning up inside with hurt and anger and frustration. Oh God, why me, I ask. But you know what? Who needs a mother of unconditional love and support? Who needs a father to encourage and believe in me? Who needs parents? Who wants parents? I do. Tears. Hot tears stream down my face when I think of how I slept. No words, just actions. Actions that will affect me no matter what. Because I'm without.
Cathy Wiley.
And Cathy Wiley is the next poetry.
You the man, Josh. You the man, there, brother. All right.
All right.
That's the man.
All right, let's go off. This first poem is dedicated to no one in particular. I'm going to read it though. All right. It's called Collectively Picasso. Picture piquantly picturesque Picasso portraits, perfectly painted. Cubist renderings from blues to roses, invisible geometrical poses, post-impressionistic strokes of genius. Baroque to Rococo collages of women colliding in conflict over who Pablo, Diego, and Frida belong to. I choose those who paint songs on canvas, two-sided storyboards as Kandinsky and wintry Moscow, draped in the Afro-magic warmth of works by Ringgold. Imagine freshly finished frescoes, fermenting arabesque manifestos of watercolors, pictures, and egos, peoples, places, and patterns, broken concrete forms and abstract landscapes with deliberately languid lines and lost lives found by those who seek a prize of answers from curators as curious as they of the meaning of what exactly Osawa Tanner was trying to say. Teach me how to play the banjo and I'll lick each string until my high reaches a resounding crescendo of quaintly crescent moons, broken into kaleidoscopic shards of sexual innuendo. Murals are mementos and mosaics are mysteries I walk on when time traveling through periods where change is only a brushstroke away. Each vision our vanity, a vast variety of volumes of voice vividly painted, burned, etched, sculpted, photographed, quoted, and grafted, crafted from the crack of creation. Let there be innovation, and let it move and bend and stretch and fit and lit and lift and evolve. Involve even the artist that's heathen, revolving around the sun until the seasons change in tandem. Hold the moon at sun point at random for untold ransoms of realism, expressionism, paint, brushes, and canvas from Kansas to canyons, cannons of cool. Call them collectively Picasso, painting piquantly picturesque portraits perfectly. Thank you. Strong J, strong J.
Word.
All right, this final poem is called Names, Numbers, Horses, Colors, and Haute Couture. This one is dedicated to all the women who didn't want me, but now they all on me. A 9 to 5 is never enough to satisfy her 5-foot 4-inch testimonial. Painted azure, aquamarine, Alice, or cornflower. The sun a marigold in her eyes, she a miracle in mine. She walks through the Everglades eating Neapolitan ice cream and Manolo Blahniks. White wines, green teas, and other miscellaneous juices and tonics strewn throughout her custom-designed Luella or Isabella Fiore purse, her wallet scented with Franklin's cologne. The avenue, her catwalk, a necro, negro, now American Afro woman, royalty woven in her womb. Her inhibitions are threadbare and she treads where only wealth wears perfume. Walks into a room wearing around her neck Midnight's pendant. She has a penchant for turning heads and studies tantra, and comma is her forte. A 9 to 5 ain't enough to satiate her 5'4" frame, so I parlay my 2-week gain on 1,000,001 eyes on the first 4 that after 6 or 7 furloughs, my sophomore will be coronated with triple crowns. To buy her terracotta-colored gowns with black diamond crowns and platinum sequins so she can parade about the brownish-orange square, each sequence abound with Vanity Fair. Dressed to the nines in plum red, 2-inch Jimmy Choos that talk, a 2-blue Argyle top that halts right above her 32B bosom. Her back exposed, an expose of skin, an exposition of 5'4" beauty, 360 revolutions around the sun, a runway stalwart, the pinnacle and hallmark of high fashion, strutting down Chi-Town's magnificent mile with marigolds in her eyes. Brows waxed and cold, miracles jutting out from her now 5'6" makeup that needs no makeup. She is as organic as an ochre orange day's white streaked turquoise sky before the violet night has to wake up to relieve Apollo. Her form as apropos as equality and equally as fitting as Victoria's Secret beneath her two blue argyle top and terracotta-colored gowns with black diamond crowns and platinum sequins. 360-degree spins around the dancing floor, affecting men and women both like none before. 5. Never enough to satisfy, so my dream from 6 to 8 becomes my reprise. Never enough time or furloughs, names or euros to assure her renown, so now let me count each way she astounds, surrounds me with her song so the sound inundates my soul. Behold, she is my haute couture completion. Thank you.
Troy Alexander's the next poet.
Our next poetry is. Wait, what's the name again?
Troy Alexander.
Troy Alexander.
Troy will be up shortly. Let's give Troy a great round of applause there.
And let me introduce myself. I'm Donald, and I'm going to be performing with Troy as well. All right, so how's everybody doing today? Doing all right? Good? Good. All right, so we got a treat for y'all.
How you guys doing today? That's good, that's good. I was just trying to get some power real quick on the stereo. I got two pieces for y'all. The first piece is called What We Have Is Much More Than They Can See. I wrote it for my little daughter. And the second piece we have is basically about like street life and stuff. You know how they say all us young folks don't know nothing about what we go through, but most of the time when we talk about what we go through, we don't talk about the right stuff. But the second one, we're going to talk about the right stuff. So y'all just bear with us on that. Hold on just a minute. I think y'all, some of y'all must know this song. Y'all remember that old school song? Just sing with it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's that one. I know y'all remember that one, right? That's LTD. He let me use the sample, so it was cool. That's when I did that one. But this the one about the streets. We finna roll with this one. Said, through my rearview I see pain, through my rearview I see pain, it's so much pain, and through my rearview I see change, and through my rearview I see it change, but it's still the same. Thank you.
They did this program for my daddy's mom on Dirty Mint Show. And Sammy, my dad's nephew.
All right, there, Sammy.
I'm gonna let them know, see if I can get it off. Yeah. How y'all doing? All right, all right. Yeah, this poem, I just wrote it today, just about an hour ago, and it's called In My Eyes. Can you see it in my eyes? And here you go. In my eyes, can you see it in my eyes? Pain, suffering, anger, danger, at times despise. Knowing my life is the one that's to high rise. It's all on I as I look at you with these eyes ready to die, wondering why eyes is so real. I see lies. These eyes drive my mind as I lie on my back, seeing past the ceiling, the roof, and the sky. My world is my reply to myself, cause I got the tiger's eye. No hate in these eyes, purified hate is unidentified in these eyes. All I realize, I'm 22 years young, strong and bold, but it's on hold from hard and broke times. Still at the same time, shine and molds, nothing like my clothes, all through these eyes. OGs tell me, Yams, you got a long ride. Moms die, hustle, crimes, missions. For more dimes, can you see me seeing you with these violent intentions of force raised upon you from problem, endurance, stress, relentless evil wrongdoings? I'm pursuing control, losing things, ruining my eyes. Sometimes show what everybody in the world is doing.
Yeah, nephew, that's some Gil Scott-Heron stuff there. Okay. Ojai. Okay. Our next poet is going to be Ojai. Let's give Ojai a great round of applause.
How's everyone doing? All right, this piece is called Solar Sonar. It's just inspirational thing, you know. All right. Seeing stars in the sky, every moonlit night, while vibrant ultraviolet sun rays of day shine so bright. Reciting recipes we write, as the fruits of our labor ripen with the rhythm of life onto new horizons. Birthed in the dark, it's in the workings of the heart. Once finished, it starts on soul journeys we embark. In motion with moments of an ultimate opus, minds open focus, get the notion of the yoga lotus. Sitting in contemplation, mixing colors, illustrated motions, accelerated from suspended animation. Satellites in your constellation, gathering data through observation, alienated adaptations, gaining information. It's solar sonar that goes far, send it to stars on our radar. It's self-explanatory, health and wealth is mandatory. Victorious explorers, warriors in our glory. Drumming up serums as fluid movements transmute, appearing in translucent liquid mirrors, fountain of youth. Interstellar messengers, breaking sound barriers. Better when the conducts of our characters under pressure. Optimoto of the cosmos, optimal turbo virtuoso, glowing gold, ultra soul. We are more than we know. Yeah, it's like, I thank y'all for your time, though.
Introduce, say this wonderful lady is a good friend of our daddy's, Miss Mary Booker. Let's give her a great round of applause.
This friend is a good friend of my daddy's. Mary what?
Miss Mary Booker. Say,
Ma-
let's give her a great round of applause.
Miss Mary Gricker. And let's give her a great hand.
Let's give this wonderful lady a great round of applause. This is my friend from way back there.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Booker.
Right. The one and only.
I'm going to read two of my poems for you. One I wrote April 27, 2004, and I only mention it because I've just repeated the same procedure that caused me to write this. So I'm going to read it to you. It's called Holding Signs. Holding signs on 3rd Street. Stop. Slow. Go. Trying to look necessary as if we were the one who was making the big dough. I don't even see us digging the holes in the ground. You would think a few of us should be us in this part of town. What happened to promises of meaningful jobs for this community? Economic benefits for this vicinity? As I drive down 3rd Street corridor, I see faces I've never seen before, driving machinery, digging holes. I know none of these people are what we call next door. But we stand holding signs, looking uncomfortable sometimes. stop, slow, go. As I see them digging holes, I look around and I worry about the people in this part of town. Beautiful homes being built from shore to shore, places we can't afford to live no more. Stop, slow, go. These words seem ominous and cold. I perceive they unspoken goal for us not to live here anymore. Light rail complete, changing the face of 3rd Street, changing faces, changing, holding invisible signs. Stop, slow, go. I write a lot of time for people I work with, and I wrote this one for one of the girls in our production group. It's called Reflections of Yesterday and Today. How did I make it through the biggest crisis of my life? A divorce nearly destroyed me. It drove me to my knees and made me see I needed a spiritual mate living inside of me. The dream of how marriage should be, the betrayal, hurts untold, led me into a life that literally scarred my soul. Finally, bitter and lost, I cried out to God, Lord, I need you to heal my broken heart. I have a son to rear. I must become mother and father up in here. He heard my cry, changed my life. Although I'm single, I'm all right. I'm just a little leery of relationships or, again, becoming a wife. I'm still on my journey in the pursuit of me. I don't know what the final me will be. A mystic woman told me to just close my eyes, and if a clear crystal lake I could see, I could visualize things to be. I paused for a moment, and I closed my eyes. And then, to my surprise, I didn't want to open my eyes. Yes, oh yes, I cried. I see the lake, it's calling me. The water is crystal clear as far as I can see. I rushed there, and by its bank I sat down, feet in water so I could think. Why don't you wade in the water? A quiet voice said. No, I'm just fine. I don't know how deep it is. It may go over my head. It is peace here. It is quiet. Drop all your fears and come inside. There are things you need to know, and you'll never learn them if you remain on shore. So, here goes.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then I'll bring your co-host back on. Again, stress the importance of education to our young people, because you are the leaders today and our future tomorrow. This one is entitled Projected Destinations. Knowledge is the fuel for the fire that inspires our deep creative desires. It gives us inward depth and outward perceptions, elevating our levels of thought. And as a wave of inner self-expression beautifully flow, let us seek to realize as we visualize the dreams of our heart. Let us treasure the pleasures of life. For not living, we would never know what life was. And as we master the tools of knowledge, we become the architects of our own destination. Then as the beautification of the inner self progresses, we become endowed in the midst of our enlightened visions as we begin to instill and assimilate the golden ways of life. The sign of life is paper in our pockets. Mind power equals green power. Spread the bread, feed your thoughts, inspirations, and desires. Thank you. Thank you. A poem, and then we're going to introduce Reverend Bruno and Sheila Cole is going to come up after that. So I would like to introduce these two young, wonderful people here. This young lady, Precious Unique, my daughter, little princess, she's going to come up and do a poem. So come on, baby, come up and do your poem there. That's my baby. The one and only Precious Unique. Princess Precious. Come on, baby. Come on now. Come on now. You got it. You can do it, baby. Yeah, just read your poem there. What's the title say? You got it.
Hi, my name is Precious. I will be reading this poem called Nature. We have neither summer nor winter, neither autumn nor spring. We have instead the days when the gold sun shines on the lush green cornfields.
Magnificently. 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 Come on now, big girl. You can do it.
Can't say it.
Say magnificently.
Magnificently.
Come on now, don't get stage fright on Daddy. We'll do it together, okay? Magnificently.
The days when the rain beats like bullets on the roof, and there is no sound but the swish of water in the gullies, and trees struggling.
Hold it up to your mouth there.
In the high Jamaica winds. Also, there are the days when leaves fade through
from the gondo trees.
Gondo trees.
Hold it closer to your mouth. Speak up louder.
What's this?
And the reaped cane fields.
And the reaped cane fields lie bare and fallow to the sun. But best of all, there are the days when the mango and the logwood blossom, when the bushes are full of the sound of bees and the scent of honey, when the tall grass sways and shivers
to the slightest
breath
so they can hear you.
Of air, when the buttercups have paved the earth with yellow stars, and beauty comes suddenly and the rains have gone.
Let's give Precious a great round of applause. That's all right, big girl. That's all right, big girl. You did it. That's all right, big girl. Here you go. That's okay. You get a chance to do another one. Okay. Now, introduce your brother. Say, my brother's coming up to do some poetry.
My brother is coming up to do some poetry now.
This is Professor Larry Jr. here.
Hello, my name is Larry Ware Jr. I'm going to be ringing in Daddy Arms I Am Tall. In Daddy's arms I am tall, a close to the sun, a worm in Daddy's arms. In Daddy's arms, I can see over the fence out back. I can take the problem leaves of the big mobile tree in Cathy's yard. In Daddy's arms, in my Daddy's arms, the moon is closer at night time when I can almost teach it when it grows back at me from winds. Take it was in Daddy's arms. I am tall, taller than Bunny ate my friends Ed Gorge, taller than oh Billy, a best of all. I am E-ball, even Steven with me, my big brother Jimmy. In my Daddy's arms, I am stored a dark like him, a longer helper than the circus clowns with red pants, green. When Daddy springs me round, the world is carried up down. I big and strong, a brown him in Daddy's arms, my daddy.
I would like to introduce Reverend Bruno.
Let's give Reverend Bruno a great round of applause. All right.
God bless you, brother.
God bless you too.
I hope you're enjoying yourself. We'll put a stop to that. We have to carry two glasses. You know, I got one pair of glasses for writing, reading, and the other pair for reading, writing. And sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. But I'd like to read a couple of poems for you, something that anyway, that poem that Mary Booker read, Stop, Slow, Go, it's one of my favorites. I think I wrote that, but I'll let her get away. This first poem is called, I Can't See It. I can't see as I stand here alone, shadowy figures that don't really belong. They say things are changing for the betterment of me. Well, if they are, it's a betterment that I can't see. I can't see rail cars and buildings all bright and new. I can't see retail businesses where rib shacks used to do. I can't see palm trees, traffic control, and street lights that blink back. I can't see coffee shops and boutiques filled with people that ain't black. I can't see calm nights and parkways where children safely play. I can't see no violence, no drug deals on the corner every day. I can't see Bubba and Ray Ray, Hasim and Jamal. I can't see Shamia, Lucretia, or Tanya at all. I can't see none of these things that used to be. My soulmate whispers, you blind, you can't even see me. This next poem is called Tell Me a Story. Tell me a story of long, long ago. Muggings and killings and drug deals, you know. Now when I walk down 3rd Street, I see men, women, boys, and girls that don't look like me. Tell me a story I'm longing to know. Not of train rails and stoplights where gangster rides used to flow. Oh, tell me the tale of the 1st and 15th, sacks of McDonald's and the kernels of ribs oh so sweet. Where have they gone, all the players and such? When did they leave and just what was their rush? We lived on the hill only 20 years or more, never owning anything, not even the corner liquor store. Where is the group that hung out every day, polluting the schoolyard where little kids tried to play? How can I sleep without gunshot in my ear? How can I live day to day without nagging fear? Tell me a story of black is beautiful and true, where the hero, not the villain, looks like me and like you. I got one more poem here. I don't know. Okay, thank you. This one is called On a Bench. Moonlight bathed shadows fill my time-worn cup. As my musical foam chime, hey, pick up. I stirred from my slumber on a bus stop bench, down the last drop of sweet wine, tossed the bottle over a fence. Who's this? I think I heard my tired voice say. The reply was a whisper shouting, this is Judgment Day. I fell off the bench and rolled around on the ground, seeking the cause of my demise, but none could be found. I can't be dead, I screamed, shaking with fear. I've only been loaded 11 months of this year. I've got lots of living to do and great plans in my head to see the hood change its color from dirty blood red to bright greens of progress, yellow hues of health, purple pills of corrections from poverty to wealth. But what is this that my bloodshot eyes start to see? That bright rosy future is not planned for me. The powers that be have planned their takeover well, and they've uprooted and displaced me from the place I once held. So close to my heart, on this Litterfield hill, where I waited in darkness to rob and to kill, where I jacked people's cars and stole their household dreams, and refused to hear their moans or their screams. I dealt in terror and ruled the night. I polluted and destroyed everything in sight. I clawed at the hopes and the dreams of my brothers, murdered young men and young women, and killed the dreams of their mothers. Now I'm wine-soaked and drugged out at the bottom of the well, in a gutter, under a bench, sliding down into hell. Thank you.
Our next poetry is Sheila Cole.
Let's give Sheila a great round of applause.
Here's for Sheila.
I just want to say Larry's an old-time friend. We go back a long ways. And I ran into him, and he asked me to come on and do a poem. I have two. And this is a wake-up poem for everyone to get a checkup, because you don't know what may transpire, especially women, about cancer. This is first one dedicated, called Lifeline. It's a program about breast cancer. Live your life because you have just one. Integrate God's word into your family time of fun. Fill your life with happiness and add some cheer. Eliminate stress whenever it's near. Learning to live and cope and be strong. It would only be a matter of time before a cure for cancer. I hope it won't be long. Nothing is more important to me than when the day arrives. Everyone will sing praises, thank God I have survived. Everyone will be saying when they find that cure, Now I know I'll be alive. My next poem is called Cancer. Creep, creep, cancer enters your body sometime as soon as you are asleep. Nothing is more delightful, cancer, to catch you unaware. He'll smile, then laugh at you because he just doesn't even care. He has left so many people in tragedy and feeling in despair. Everyone should take my advice. Tell someone to get a checkup every year if you dare. Remember, you will be saving life and sparing a lot of tears. You can help fight this battle of cancer by telling people starting this year.
Let's give this young lady another great round of applause there. Oh, okay. We'll do a round robin here. Precious. We're going to have a little praise dance here. Precious and O'Shea are going to do a short praise dance. So come on up, O'Shea. You and Precious. Just do it with you. What? Oh, that's okay then. Yeah. Huh? Well, hey, sure. That's okay. Come on. Yup. We're going to do it then. We're going to do it. Okay. Nah, Precious. I'm going to do another poem. Before I do this poem, I would like to, another person that's very important to all of us that, it's so important for us to chronicle and document our history. And a gentleman who has chronicled and documented our history for over 60 years, I would like to have a special dedication to him, Mr. John Johnson of Ebony and Jet. Let's have a silent moment of prayer for Mr. Johnson. This gentleman has chronicled our history for over 60 years and been a great inspiration to me as a writer and researcher. And, he's touched all of our lives in one way or another with chronicling our history. And this poem here in particular, to me, Nat King Cole is the greatest entertainer of all time, and he was like the Martin Luther King of entertainment. And I wrote this poem, which is actually a song. These are the lyrics to a song that I wrote. And when you hear it, the words, you'll understand why. It's entitled Velvet Splendor, Warm and Tender. Oh, my love, you came to me so softly, so warm, and out of a velvet dream. And like the midnight moonlight shining at sea, your eyes begin to sparkle like a sea of beauty on a summer evening. Oh, my love, dreams of you and me, romancing, dancing, wining and dining in the evening moonlight, building sandcastles by the sea, just you and me, love for love, together as our hearts walk the soft, white, sandy beaches of paradise. The mellow, sweet, soft summer breeze of your love touches my heart in a warm and loving way. And on our way home, we got caught in the rain. And each and every raindrop smiled after they touched your face, and the warmer raindrops kissed your lips. And when the evening lights go out, I'm going to love you through all the pouring rain, from midnight until after the early morning showers. Velvet splendor, I'll always be in love with you. Velvet splendor, I'll always be in love with life. Velvet splendor, so warm, so tender. Dreams can be beautiful. Dreams can become a reality if you let the love in your heart inspire that which you feel deep inside. Velvet splendor, so warm, so tender. Thank you. Our next poet is going to be Janelle. Let's give her a great round of applause.
Good evening. Tonight I guess I should start by saying I've been going through a writer's block. So hopefully tonight will, get me started back into writing and, I'm gonna read two poems for you guys, and the first is going to be a poem called Tamana Ako, which is, it's not grammatically correct, but in Tagalog, when you say tamana, it means enough already. So if someone's pouring you like water, you say tamana. And yes, so basically the poem means, am I enough? My radiance compels you, the curve of my lips, the curl of my hair, my caramel-colored skin shimmering underneath Californian sun, mesmerizing eyes that take you to another planet and back with one glance. I am the best thing since champorado at matamis nagata, leaving a sweet taste in your mouth you will never forget. Tama na ako? I am more tempting than chocolate and strawberries, more luscious than peaches and cream. But how do I know? Your amorous stare tells all, a story of how you wish to be with me, near me, in me. You ask yourself as I strut by with pride, not looking at my feet, but looking at the sky. Who is she? Tama na ako? I am the alpha and omega of beauty, the slant of my eyes, my enchanting smile. My exotic being forces you to your knees, beseeching my attention. When God created me, he had the stars in mind, because you stare in awe at the shape of my face, just as every man is amazed by the twinkles of space. Tama na ako? My radiance compels you, the curve of my lips, the curl of my hair, my caramel-colored skin shimmering underneath Californian sun, mesmerizing eyes that take you to another planet and back with one glance. I am better than champorado at matamis nagata. I am more than enough. All right. And just for reference, champorado at matamis nagata is like my favorite Filipino dish. It's chocolate rice. It's kind of like a porridge and sweet milk, like the condensed. But anyway. Sorry. The next poem I'm going to read is a little bit longer, and I hope you guys can bear with me. It's called Sounds of My Struggle. And I wrote this back in 2003 when I was away at school, and I was organizing for the March on Washington that, thankfully won a little bit back for affirmative action at the U of M law school case. Discretion advised. The following words of wisdom must be exposed to youth. Play. My sociological imagination is the root of my frustration, forcing me to agonize over stop, insert disc 2. To believe or not to believe in the system in which I was socialized is the question. Between two rocks I am stuck, my family and me. I am glued to the ghetto dreams of piss-stained concrete. Drip, drip, detach, drip, drip, detach, drip, drip. Damn, it's skipping. Next track. I'm back on my journey, searching for paths, doors that will lead me to Shanta's Cloud 9 store, yet all I find are liquor stores / fast food restaurants / unsanitary grocery outlets / checking cash places / Tamika's soul rejuvenating beauty supply store, and Salon, the best shop on the block for those who have internalized racism. Pause, rewind, repeat. Tamika's soul rejuvenating beauty supply store and salon, the best shop on the block for those who have internalized racism. Pause, rewind, repeat, for those who have internalized racism. But once I get past all those places that represent poverty, that represent exploitation, that represent deterioration, that represent the unequal country in which I was raised, I finally reach Shanta's, where I can take down my braids or 18 years of struggle and pain. No relaxer here. Relaxation after struggle is what I want. No more fronts. No more politicians to bother me with caps that read dunce. Interacting with, pause, quote, I don't give a damn, unquote. Republicans, Democrats, and all other puppets with masks. Can't plagiarize now, can I? Rewind, play. Interacting with I don't give a damn human beings to this sociologist is an extremely difficult thing. I am switching back and forth from the I to the me, from the I to the me, from the I to the me. I am searching for answers within myself that would justify me slapping this SO George WB. Now, President George, dismantle Brown versus Board? Okay, slapping is still a possibility. Next track. Trotsky and Marx fill my void in reading their words is soothing to my soul, and I desire right now to overthrow the throne. But King Bush, Prince Cheney, Queen Laura Redtop, what do you mean? Stop. Please listen. You already messed it all up, so stop. For the sake of the kids. Did you listen to me when I said, please tell me, please, why can't my baby brother, why can't my baby brother, why can't my baby brother breathe with ease? Why does he not have the opportunity to achieve? I'll tell you why. You pollute poor neighborhoods with toxins because we don't have millions. All we have here is the stuff you gave us. I'll let you guess. No, not a community park, community center or park. What? Can't think of it? They're called crack rocks, kid. It's killing us and only brings separation, and the lasting results, community deterioration. But those were your intentions, so you can execute your plan, putting Black and Latino brothers behind bars, making each feel like less than human. Why? Because you know, like I know, all will soon know you've played your last card. Can't have an indignant militia out for the rich now, can we? I am sick of your standard English and done with your political theories. I am tired of you raping women, minority, and poor of their dignity. We, more than anyone, deserve as much as you. But if I were in your shoes and you in mine, you'd be outside screaming, this is a crime! And you would feel as I do. But why can't you realize, can't you get it through the thick shell that surrounds your mind? I would never do that to you. Next track. I am on the verge of losing my mind. I want unity, equality, a community. What the hell? How about communism? But my prayer of my prayers that I pray to her or him or it is for a chance to live in a utopian society. End of disc. But wait, there's more. Play. My prayers have already been answered because she or he or it gave me a mind to think with, gave me 2 lungs to breathe with, gave me a mouth to speak with, gave me feet to walk, gave me various languages to talk. And I will go and tell the world that we need to fight for equality. And I will go ask the proletarian, are they sick of it? Are they tired of it? The hypocritical, mass political, take my human rights and run capitalistic bullshit? Because I am.
You bad, sister. You about to bust off in there with some Al Green or Luther or Teddy or something up in here. What was that you said, sister? Tamanaka? Tamanaka, je vous aime beaucoup. Je vous aime beaucoup. That was beautiful, sister. That was some, yeah. Come on, Luther and Al. Yeah. Okay, no, I'm impressed. Okay, y'all, come on. Here, come on, Fred. Y'all introduce the next poet. You know, we introduce the next poet. Let's give these, my two young people, a great round of applause. Come on, These are my two little teddy bears here, as y'all know. So, Tiffany A. is going to be the next poet, okay?
Tiffany A. is going to be the next portrait. Tell her.
Let's give her a great round of applause.
Tiffany.
How you doing, okay? All right. There you go.
Okay, I wasn't going to get up and do anything, but be honest. But I just felt compelled because everybody sounds so wonderful, and it's just good to be around my people and just feel inspired. So I'm not actually going to do a poem, I'm going to sing. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as listening skies. Let it resound loud as a rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the present has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Oh, that was beautiful there, sister. Let's give her another great round of applause. Coming up next is the first lead singer of the Temptations, the original. What chord you got? Let me see. Y'all know about the Temptations?
Yeah.
What's that they call a temptation walk? Can you do it? Let me see y'all do the temptation walk. Y'all don't know nothing about no temptation walk. Let me see you do it. Show them y'all can do the temptation. Daddy will sing. Okay. Oh, show them you can sing that. Show them y'all can dance too. Let's go. Each day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy. To have a girl like her, truly a dream come true. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to me. But it was just my imagination, once again, running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me. I guess you say, make me feel this way. My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about. All right. Okay, thank you. Okay. Donald Thomas.
Our next one is Donald Thomas. Give it up for Donald Thomas.
Good evening. I was inspired to get back up here and do a poem, though, like after hearing so many wonderful poems. And the name of this poem that I wrote is called Young People Wake Up. And I wrote this for the young people, though, because we out here dying right now. And like brothers is getting killed left and right, and like really over senseless like ignorance. And I was really just inspired to just get up here and, you know, and just recite this poem that I wrote. As young people, we've been exposed to danger, shell drops, and cockroaches in the chamber. So recognize where you came from. So recognize exactly where you came from, because I think that we all going through the same struggle, same different day in the same hustle. Lil' Cuzzo, please recognize that. You have a life to live, and don't jeopardize that. I think that this poem is the truth, and you please have to realize that. Open up your mind and recognize that, young people. Just really recognize that. Open up your mind and recognize that you have a life to live, young people. Open up your mind and try to visualize that. Just create an image and visualize peace in the streets. Just really open up your mind and visualize peace in the streets. These youngins is ruthless, riding clueless with guns and toothpicks. I want to be a doctor because my brothers is too sick. Ready to ship for shoes and new fits. White tees and white beefs, going dumb stupid. We trapped in the loop, kid, so think outside the box. How you gonna put your shoes on without your socks? Just try to visualize that. Please open up your mind and try to visualize that. You got a life to live, and don't jeopardize that. So just visualize that.
Introduce Miss Mary Booker again.
Miss Mary Booker.
This poem is called A Moment of Silence. And I think it will be self-explanatory. Hunter's Point, the view from the hill. No one will ever know just how I feel. Ships go sailing by, planes up in the sky. This time, it was my son who died. Too many failed to provide for their children in a land of plenty, enslaving them by desires and addiction. They are being herded like cattle into the system. No love, no morals, murderous thugs, good folks cry as they sit back and watch our young black men die. Only for a fleeting moment do you mourn or cry or reflect upon their short-lived lives, untutored souls forever gone to only God knows where, leaving planet Earth where too few folks cared. I demand a moment of silence. Silence for their tragic stories yet untold. Silence for their misguided goals. Silence. silence, silence. Silence for our children who have ceased to be. Silence, many more will follow if we just let things be. Silence. Don't try to justify this madness to me. We fought too hard to reestablish a family. Tell me, what is this madness I see? Silence. Silence. Mercy, Lord. Silence. We are dying, Lord. Silence. Generations of babies having babies, looking for love, supplying the people for the system to grind up their wants but needs never met. They fight and kill for turf, trying to gain respect. They mortgage their souls selling pot and crack cocaine, buying clothes with brand names and souped up cars, trying to fill the gaping holes in their heart. Silence. Mercy, Lord. Only casual partners for sex, practicing all sorts of immorality, leading them further down the road to death. Silence! Silence. Only from a distance do you say, stop. This is not the way to life. You sit back and act more racist than most white. Keep silence. Think. Pray for guidance. This problem is bigger than you. Think. Fervently pray. Ask God what you should do. Silence. Silence. Silence! Assuredly, there is a way called wrong. There's a way called right. Return to the moral standards of our forefathers and our foremothers, and we may be able to save some of our sisters and brothers. Think about it. Keep silence. We need a moment of silence.
We bring up Reverend Bruno and Jesse. Precious is going to do another poem. Let's give Precious a great round of applause there. Come on, big girl.
This is to my cousin Ashia. It's called Listen. Shh. Sit still, very still, and listen. Listen to wings, lighter than eyelashes, stroking the air. Know what the thin breeze whispers on high to the coconut trees. Listen and hear.
Our next country is Jolanda.
Let's give you a great round of applause there. How you doing? Welcome. All right.
My name's Yolanda Quetzalco, and I wrote this poem for Thanksgiving. I had started to write one on Katrina. I wrote this one, then I finished the one on Katrina, so I have two poems tonight. And just like I have two daughters that are twins, one is in college and one's working. Thank you. This is called Dialectics. Thoughts, signs, posters, prehistoric humanity, fire, language, eggs, tadpoles, frogs, creeks, rivers, waterfalls, rice, harvest, soup, humans, tribes, societies, seeds, tomatoes, salsa, wood, fire, carbon, charcoal, paper, art, creativity, reality, ideas, groups, discussions, winter, cold, government, people, heating, rights, storms, disasters, evacuations, summer heat, hurricanes Katrina, Stan, Gamma, water, oil, war, oil, higher prices, global warming, Kyoto Conference, United Nations elections, World War II, Africa, Third World, Puerto Rico, electronics, unemployment, technology, unemployment, no checks, crisis, New York, San Francisco, education, schools, ideas, Soviet Revolution, people's government, technology, housing for all. In the second one, I started writing it in the library. My boyfriend and I, we watched through the TV before Katrina, during Katrina, and after Katrina. And here's some of my ideas and my thoughts on Katrina. And then Katrina struck. It wasn't the first time. For a week, the newscasters had declared it a Category 5 hurricane, the highest category of all. Then, were the newscasters having a bad week? Did the listeners close their eyes and ears? It wasn't an election year. The previous year, the government hurried for a $2 billion check for ravage-torn Florida before Hurricane Yvonne struck. The stories keep on. 14 attempted suicides in the Florida propped up post-Yvonne tragic doomed foreclosure trailers park. The stories keep on. This time Hurricane Katrina, same old story. December, January deadline for hotels. Find a place to call home in a month if you can. If you have green cards, that is. What do people say? Common Ground Louisiana-based group says cooperative-based sustainable living community control. Look us up at www.ptradio.org, League of Revolutionaries for a New America, to email your government to meet the demands of the hurricane victims, Common Cause, or www.ruralorg.org, or Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign. Thank you.
Reverend Bertram Bruno is next.
Let's give Reverend Bertram Bruno a round of applause, man.
Reverend Bruno.
Okay, there, Reverend.
Thank you, brother. You know, I think, well, listen at some of the poems from some of the young people nowadays and some of the things that they talk about, it's kind of hard to really grab it because I have memories, but not those kind. And a lot of people are at a loss as to what's going on in today's society. I find that after 3 years old, there are no children anymore. You find different times and different things. But for this poem that I'm going to do now, I'm going to reflect, and it takes me back, because there was a time when I wasn't this old. But this poem I wrote for my brother, well, my cousin actually, but we were raised as brothers. And it was a time when he had passed and his brother had passed just before him. But losing them brought some things back to my mind about our childhood. And I just like to read this. It's called When We Were Boys. When we were boys, we had lots of fun, climbing the Sheridan Street signboard and catching balls on the run. When we were boys, we chased every dream, and nothing was ever as bad as it seemed. We were football heroes and cowboys and such. We slid across home plate and came through in the clutch. We drank from the pool of life with great glee, and there were no limits for you, Vern, and me. When we were boys on the playground of the street, we captured the hearts of everyone we did meet. We were musketeers with wooden swords strong and true. Then somebody discovered girls. I think it was you. We became young men on a different quest. You stayed at home, I headed west. Time and tide and many years in between found us apart from each other and seldom seen. But memories grow fonder and enhance the joys of life and its pleasures when we were boys. We'll soar together when our spirits take flight from earth's temporary darkness into God's eternal light. And then we'll catch fly balls in that great by and by, just as when we were boys, you, Vern, and I. Thank you.
Okay, Precious and Junior is going to do a short poem, and then Jesse, and then we're going to have Sheila's going to do one and then we're going to have some refreshments. Okay, so Precious and Junior want to do a poem. Who y'all want to do this poem for?
Daddy.
Who y'all want to do this poem for?
Daddy.
That one there?
You.
Who?
You.
Who?
You.
Who am I?
Daddy.
My dad.
Okay.
Poem is called My Father's Eyes.
Speak loud. Speak into the microphone.
I have looked into my father's eyes, and I seen an African sunset. We love you, Daddy.
Sunset. My father.
So this young man right here wants to go up. Yes?
You.
No?
Oh, you want to?
What's his name? Christian.
Our next poet is going to be Christian.
Hello. My name is Christian. The poem I'm going to be saying tonight is called Dreams by Langston Hughes. Hold fast the dreams, for as dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast the dreams, for as dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow.
Our next poet is going to be Cathy Wiley. Let's give her a great round of applause, Jesse's sister. All right. Okay. There you go.
I have two poems. My first poem is called Movie Screens. As she has grown, she has reaped what she has sown, and because of this, her voice has become louder. As she has lived her life, many have learned to doubt her. She would have a child by the age of 16, they said, and her husband would beat her. She knew she would be someone else, but no one believed her. She suffered in her childhoods and struggled in her teens, but in the depth of her heart and in the back of her mind played movie screens. Scenes of pain and a hard life seemed ingrained out of spite, but why complain when you can make it right? I graduated from high school, which was a feat in itself. I'm still living, and I have my health. It doesn't seem that hard, but it's a big accomplishment where I'm from. I'm in college now. I'm still surviving in the slums. I've quit smoking and revisited the Lord. Sometimes what seems so difficult really isn't that hard. And this one doesn't have a title. I just wrote it, actually. Yes, I'm still here, still striving to make a way out of what I have, but they're still trying to take away what I have. It's not much what I have, but it's still enough to get me through the hot days and the cold nights, to get me through the cold ways and the hot fights. It's still enough when things get hard and I feel like giving up on life. Yes, it's still enough when shit gets tough. I acknowledge my knowledge because it's power, and it's still enough when the ignorance that is so bliss turns sour. I am above the hatred. I'd rather love because that can be just enough for a young female thug, enough to keep me away from the books or keep me in the books, enough to keep me from the drugs, enough to keep me from the crooks and my fellow thugs. I don't need much, just enough. Love me, not too much, just enough.
All right.
Okay, our next poet is going to be Sheila Cole. She's going to do some poetry that O'Shea wrote. So let's give her a great round of applause.
It's more of a story than a poem. It's by Sheila Finroy, a young lady here in the front row. So she was a little shy, so bear with me if I get a couple things. This is based on A Raisin in the Sun. Act 2, Scene 1, Benita, by Sheila Finroy. Dear Diary, Asaji is the man of my dream. He has opened my eyes to a new side to me. Is very spiritual. I changed my whole image for this man. I see the flaming spear walk the act as if he was in tune with the flaming spear. He zoomed up on the table like a villager. In the Nigerian jungle, I am fierce wild cat. I have the heart of a falcon, Osajimi. I am one with myself, and I am the queen of Nigeria. I am beneath a strong black African woman. I am me. He is not in tune with the inner black him. Mom knows my people who wait for me in my homeland. But for now, I am Sume Benita. Okay.
Okay, Jesse's gonna come up and do some poems, and then we're gonna have a refreshments. Okay. Are you?
All right. Who want money? Who want money? Who want food? Who want clothes? Too bad all you get is a poem. All right. This poem is called this is a poem that's about the storm over in New Orleans, as well as a new relationship. So hope you enjoy it. It's called Chapters and Levees. We met before the storm, our introduction already manifest in love missives and questions of music. Our exchange of words, the latent passion which would soon bloom into a foregone conclusion. You were intuitive to my approach before I'd even decided to go there, so when I arrived, your door was already ajar, so I spoke out to the silence that I wanted to go where you were. You are so powerful and aphrodisiac, ambrosia for my hunger. My slumber becomes an enchanted summer with no chances of levees giving way. No kisses too fast, no kisses to pass until we pass the preface of this beginning. Each page another insight into our physical, spiritual, and sexual mores, how fitting our sexual clothes that we are naked with intellectual desire. The waters of a sinking land rise higher, and along with the levees people break and make haste for higher grounds until their panic is a piercing, shrieking, frightening fight to stay alive. So away they hide on rooftops with no room to exhale their grief. They each become a thief of time until time stands still. The seconds, now minutes, now hours, the powers that prevail, days away from coming to the rescue. You steal my time each time you call, our voices enmeshed each time we speak. I see soulless, soon after hopeless, hopeful our Congress is soon. I feel inadequate, warning you as awkward as protective barriers put into place to provide the populace protection in the wake of a storm. Our introduction, a product of placement, manifest in notes and epistles. You wrote down your number so I wouldn't have to miss you when you were gone, so I wouldn't forget you when your perfume no longer lingered in my nostrils like the ghost of my great beloved grandmother. So many men, women, children, and lovers became ghosts when the levees fractured, and the land became a rapture of water. And the faster the flow, the better for the city of people rafting through the thoroughfares looking for a detour through disaster. No longer the masters and captains of their souls, they navigated the depths of death with fine-tooth instinct, so primal it could concoct life out of thought. I think this may be the brink of a reality I have sought since your scent sent my loins greeting. She's beating on your heart a vow. Now is the moment you awake, embraced by your mortality. Nothing is more promising than those last seconds, now minutes, now hours in time that envelop a soul so quickly. The time so deftly moves, you only know it is past when you have. I have all the time man knows, and that God allows to know your truth and laugh in the face of uncouth politics that eschew life and skew greed. And screw the need of the impoverished until there is no need for help, for the reaper has already helped himself to souls sold on existence. I know not the effects of her complex destruction personally, and in the bigger scheme of things, she is simply an event a country built on the backs of blacks could prevent, but chose not to. She got to the city of the fleur-de-lis in a blink, Mother Nature robed in a swirling mass of red and pink Armageddon. Armageddon she was not, that is indefensible. God's wrath pouring from the sky, an invincible volley of devastation. She knew her bounds. You will reappear in my wet dreams wearing cumulative winds and rainwater gowns. My book of latent passion, prolific and manifold with documented manifestos of knowing and understanding your sexual and intellectual mores as I come to terms with the obliterated shores of New Orleans. Thank you.
All right. Once again, I'd like to make a presentation to Precious, Unique, and Larry Jr. God bless you, and Daddy, thank you very much. And I would like to thank Tower Records, Bravo Pizza, and Barnes & Nobles for some gifts. I have some gifts for the poets, and you know, y'all, you two young people, you know what you are to Daddy? Y'all my heroes, you know that? Daddy love you. And once again, thank you very much, and thank you, cameraman, for Brad, for coming out and covering this wonderful event. And we'd like to thank Dave and the rest of the staff, and thank Linda for the wonderful job she's doing. And you poets, you make this program what it is, and it's about us, you know. And let's do it again and make this 28 and 17. So there's plenty of refreshments for everyone. And again, thank you very much, and happy holidays and to all, and thank you. All right.